Hannah Banana.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
So, hi guys.
Hi.
I'm with my sister Hannah Banana. Hannah. Sorry. And today, as you have read, we're going to be talking about
adoption and identity.
Yes, we are going to be talking about
adoption and identity.
Yeah, no. So, for some of you that don't know, because I don't know, should I get in a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get in a bit. Yeah. For some of you that don't know, we are adopted.
Yes, we are.
And I don't know why, but sometimes there's a bit of a negative stigma on it. But I love it.
I'm
happy. Happy.
Grateful.
Don't want anything else. Wouldn't have wanted anything else.
No.
Anyway, yeah, so I just thought that I wanted to do a video that kind of talks a bit about, so you guys know a bit more about myself and know a bit more about my family.
Yeah.
But also just talking about some of the things we've been through when it comes to identity and
adoption.
Identity and adoption.
Sorry.
Obviously, they don't really know who our mother is.
No.
They've seen like bits of her
in and out
and in videos and stuff like that. But we should show them
a
little bit about her. Like we're gonna show you kind of like who she is.
This is our mother.
Nothing quite so exciting as being together with a whole bunch of young people who want to be bold for God.
I really felt that I wanted to do something different. All I want is for my life to make a difference. And one day, found a baby on a rubbish dump and took her home. The Father says, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. 5 days later, I had 17 babies under 3 months old. It's not about you. Within a few months, I got 54 children. It's about the greatness of what God has called you to, because he hasn't called us all to work in third world Africa, but he's called us all to make a difference, wherever it is that he plants you. Amen? There is no other way to dream other than bold, because we're called to greatness.
To understand and see the size of the God that's called you, you have to understand that he's called you to be great. My brothers and sisters, be encouraged and be great.
God bless you. Amen.
Amen.
So that was pretty cool, right?
Yeah. No, she's amazing.
She is amazing. So a bit about our mother. Our mother was a midwife.
Yeah.
Trained as a midwifery nurse.
Trained in midwifery.
As a midwifery nurse?
No, just trained in midwifery.
You can't even pronounce
Midwife.
it. Oh! Anyway, she's a midwife.
Yeah,
she was a midwife.
She was trained as a midwife.
Trained as a midwife in Manchester. Moved down to London.
Yeah.
Let's skip. Anyway, she moved to Burundi.
Yeah.
Where she started a maternity clinic.
Yeah.
And due to certain situations in the country, she started collecting babies.
Basically.
She started
delivering them, she started
collecting babies. So she adopted 3.
Yeah.
So myself.
Me and our eldest sister.
And we have 54. We have 54 other brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So we're a big family. So this kind of explains like when I travel and stuff, and I'm always like, I'm with my brother, I'm with my sister, and I'm in different countries, and everyone's different. Kind of explains how that works. So I thought I'm gonna just ask my sister some questions, and we can just bounce off of each other.
Just go back.
Okay, so growing up, knowing that your mother was English, because our mother's English and white, but also being really heavily like, we grew up in Burundi, and I'd say that we really raised as Burundians.
Yeah.
Give a little Kirundi.
What should I say?
Never mind. There we go. What would you say you struggled with in the balance of identity and trying to understand where you fit?
I think the struggle was, when we were in Burundi, it was much easier in a sense. I don't know how to explain it properly, but like you said, we grew up in Burundi. We were culture, mom wanted us to grow up in this culture, which was an amazing.
We had nights. Was it like all of us teenagers? Because she didn't want us to fall out of like cultural stuff. We had Kirundi nights.
Kirundi nights, African nights. Kirundi nights.
With like parts of her team and stuff like that, where we'd get together. I used to get rinsed.
Yeah, his Kirundi was terrible. It was atrocious.
I would get rinsed about my appearance.
Oh, and his appearance. He had hair.
I had like relaxed hair when I was a teenager.
Funny colour as well.
What did they call me? A rat that swims in water.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Imbera mumad. Yeah, something like that.
Like a rat that's just come out of water. That's what he looked.
That's what they said I looked like, which was rude.
But yeah, we had that, which was awesome because we were allowed to experience our culture, but also mom is British, so we got to experience the British culture. I think the challenge for myself personally, I'm not sure about you, was when we came to England because it was very different back in the day.
Yeah.
We sound old, but back in the day when we were younger, because we were in a neighborhood where there weren't really black children. We were the black children in the neighborhood. And it was just kind of then instilling ourselves, like trying not to see that difference, but you still experienced it as a young child coming to England for summer holidays sometimes, or visiting, or so I think that was the struggle, was trying to identify with that side. But in Burundi we had the balance of both mom and our family, so there was no like contradiction or whatever, but it was just weird coming here and experiencing it.
And how do you think that shaped you as a person today?
I think it makes me proud to be both at the end of the day as well, because I mean I love that I grew up in Burundi and I would never change that for the world. And I think it's allowed me to. I've grown up and I don't know how to explain it, but it shaped me into someone who I want to see the good in everybody else. And no matter what, I think, especially what mom taught us is, you know, people are different. It doesn't matter your skin. It doesn't matter where you come from. And we were always taught, you know, love the person. You don't judge people straight. You just never know. So I think from our upbringing, we had the balance and were able now to integrate between different, like anywhere we've gone, like we've lived in different places, we've moved, travelled a little bit.
You've lived in Canada.
I lived in Canada, which was awesome, but I think because of that, I was able to integrate into that community, which was amazing and a great 2 years. So that's allowed me to come to England as well and move here and live here. So that's, what about yourself?
Well, I like what you said, actually. People sometimes don't realize that when you're adopted as black children to a white person, that, you know, sometimes I think people think that it's easier because, you're adopted to a white person, so you don't experience any form of like weirdness or like, you know, but actually you kind of, I feel like sometimes you see it a bit more because sometimes you notice like the contrast. So that was definitely something that like stuck out for me. But I think identity wise, being from two different places, I definitely was the weird kid growing up, I think. So I didn't really have a lot of friends, but I feel like as the world has changed, I feel like growing up I was very much the kid in Burundi that like, you know, and but then because I was like kind of flicking in between two cultures, so you know, but I think the coolest thing is now in my 20s, I really feel like I'm more of an international person. I don't know how to explain that, but I feel like I'm more of a person of the world rather than a person of a single origin, you know. So that is exactly for me, I think, as my identity, I take bits of each culture, you know what I mean? Like a lot of my morals, a lot of my ethics and stuff from home, and definitely from mom. And then I just get, you know, a lot of my openness and stuff, I think, more from being exposed to international communities. So it definitely opened my eyes to being more open to people.
That's amazing.
I think that's the cool thing, is that like if you're limited to where you're from, that's fine, and you embrace where you're from, but I think it's being open-minded.
Yeah, definitely.
That like, you know, different cultures and stuff, and we are like we are living proof that you can blend and not lose yourself.
No.
Still embrace who you are.
Yeah.
But really
And I think I think it's also your attitude towards things as well.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
I think when Ben mentioned earlier when you were talking about there is a lot of negative connotation behind adoption for some people.
Yeah.
But I think the way we grew up and the attitude we were given, like, we developed, let's say, was very positive because we feel blessed at the end of the day.
100%.
I mean, we are blessed in so many ways, and it's amazing. And I think you could sit there and be negative about it, or you can be like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is my life. I've experienced this. Now I'm at this point in my life. They're all steps towards you becoming the person you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think because we came with such a positive attitude, which was obviously instilled at home and growing up, we now embrace anything. Like, even when people ask us questions about how does this make sense that you guys you look alike but you're not,
because we're not from the same family.
No, so but then we're very open about talking about it. There's definitely no issue.
And that's another thing. Sorry.
No.
Another thing is that is that being us three adopted but having such a big family. Yeah. It's really I think pretty cool that we all consider each other family. Yeah. At least for the most part, that we're all put each other quite first or like high up, or we prioritize each other as family. Yeah. Being born to each other doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only way to have family.
No, exactly.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, because I think like family is people that you spend your time with, people that love you, people who have been there and will always be there. And I truly believe like, there's 54 kids and but we are family and we've connected all on different levels.
Yeah.
But
talking about that, I want to talk about adoption. A lot of the time, different people react to adoption differently. Yeah. So, some people are more curious about their family than others.
I was adopted when I was baby. So it's amazing for me because, when you're younger, you don't see color, you don't see you don't understand it either. So growing up, my mom was my mom and is my mom. So there was no, but I think as I got older, you then start to think, okay, so this is my mom and she will always be my mom. But where did I come from? Like, where's my background and my like history? Which obviously is something that you need sometimes to create your own identity.
Exactly.
And I think it's amazing because mom allowed us as well. Like she was very much into exploring and finding family, and we have relationships with our other families, and but at the same time I think it's still amazing because no matter how much we explore and how much I've explored or seen certain parts of my family, my family will still be, this is my family, the family I grew up with. And I just think like now when I look at adoption, I've never thought about it, but I've never thought of it negative. I've
definitely
grown up saying, oh, this is my mom.
That's my mom.
Like what do you mean? Like, or when someone's like, where's your mom? And
I'm like no, definitely. I think it's good to talk about this because for me, I was quite different. So I'm not being as. It's not that I have been as like. For me, it wasn't as an interest for me. Yeah. To go and find because it wasn't really much of a big interest for me, and I think that's important to whether you've adopted someone or whether you are adopted to realize that. Some people really feel like they want to go and find out who their family is or where they come from, and some don't, and some love it and some don't. But I believe 100%, like I love adoption. I think we both want, I think Hannah was more on it first, and just because of her, we both want to adopt. Yeah, but when we have families, like she wants a Korean baby, which is pretty cool.
International family.
Back to identity.
So
I wanted to talk real quick on identity, just about how I believe that So I'm gonna introduce you to our family. You've seen them before on my vlogs and stuff, but I'm really gonna introduce you to not everyone, but some of the family. But I wanted to talk about knowing who you are and what you want to do. And whether you're in a family of 3 or in 54, it doesn't matter. You're always going to have different, I think we've learned that now, everybody's different and everybody has their own dreams and desires.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hannah, what are you doing? What's your dreams? What's your desires?
I'm just completing law school.
Anybody looking for training contract? Training contract.
No, but I think my dream has always been to help people.
Yeah.
I've had a passion for people and children as well. So my dream at one point will be, you know, in the future to work for the UN.
Yeah.
And also work in like human slavery and human trafficking. So that's a dream.
Beautiful.
And I would love to go back to Africa. Yeah. That's my utmost dream, is to go back and do something there.
For me, as most of you know, I'm a singer-songwriter.
Amazing.
And I tried to do the whole business thing.
But he could be a great businessman.
No, it's not that I couldn't. It's just that it was like, okay, so I was going to go to uni to do business, economics or whatever. And just wasn't for me. Like, I just felt like I'd be cooped up, and I'm a very creative person. I dabble in film, photography, but mainly my dream and my passion is music and songwriting. And I really just believe that music is such a release, such a freedom for people, and it brings people to life. It changes people's perspectives. It opens their minds. Our family, we can't speak on their behalf. I've actually got footage of just so you can see that we're all different, and so you can also know that you can be in your family. Maybe you're the introvert, or maybe you're the extrovert, or maybe you have this dream and the other, and you've been discouraged into not thinking that's okay. It is 100% okay to have your own dreams, your own identity, and to roll with it, you know, like to go, like, we're two-way different people, lawyer, musician, and we love, there's no right or wrong whatsoever, especially I think in the African community. It's sometimes harder to be a creative, and it's like, yo, listen, like, do what you feel passionate about, you know. I mean, don't dishonor your family, don't dishonor your parents, but like, make it clear in a respectful way what you want to do and what you believe in. And I want to show you that it's not just me that sings.
Yeah.
Our whole family kind of sings.
Except for me.
Except for Adam. So I've got a little song that I put together a while ago, and it's of my brothers and sisters, our brothers and sisters singing. Not all of them, but like you know.
Not all can sing, obviously.
Yeah, you know. It's just a song, and I'm gonna just show you just some of everybody's dreams and their desires, because I really want for you guys to take away from this that out of identity, out of adoption, right? So whether it be that you're not in your family, when I say family, I mean like your birth family, or whether it be that you're surrounded by loads of people, or whether it be whatever situation really, you can find yourself.
Definitely.
And it's okay to be yourself.
Yeah.
Embracing who you are. What do you want to be? You want to be a story writer? Nice, bro.
If not that, I want to dance. My for the journalist.
Pogba, what do you want to be, bro?
Dance?
Yeah. Mechanic? Yeah. Nice.
Come and let it go.
Mechanic. You're actually doing that now, no?
Yeah.
Nice, bro. For cars, what do you want to be a mechanic for? Cars.
Everything that's wrong, leave it to the real. Why don't you be you and I?
You want to improve the lives of Burundians? So you want to help people?
Why don't you be you and I?
Because I have people out there, little kids poor kids don't have homes to live in.
Yeah.
So what God wants us as Christians to do is help them out.
And out
Right now I work as an assistant teacher at the King's School where I used to study.
That's awesome. And what do you want to be?
I want to be a musician.
Musician?
Yes.
Esther,
Yeah.
what do you want to be?
A psychologist, a fashion designer, a dancer, performer, an interior designer. Yeah.
What do you want to be? An artist? Design clothes? That's awesome.
Maybe something's wrong with me. Want me at the party. Try to find me someplace. I am free. I am free.
Alright. Music. Yeah. Math. Not math. Yeah, I didn't like that. You're gonna be really creative, do you know that? You're gonna be really creative.
Maybe something's wrong with me, but Alice, I am free. Oh, I am free.
So that was everyone singing. They're
Amazing,
amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so the names of the songs, we'll just put them down below.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put that video out separately on my channel as well, so it's like not just in part of this heap. So yeah, Hannah, thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think we should do this more often.
Yeah.
I like this little mental health series.
Just getting deep.
If you like this, I think, just let us know. Put it down in the comments below. We'll be happy to do a deeper conversation about adoption, or
if you have more questions,
more
we're very
questions.
open to answering questions.
Yeah, if you're interested in who we are and a bit more about us, then I would definitely say they need to get a copy of Mom's book. It's called The Night the Angels Came.
It's amazing, by
Chrissy Chapman, and it's really filled with just great stories, just about it's just filled about kind of just about what we're saying, but in a her story, how she went to Burundi, about how she adopted us, how she how she had 54 children.
And a bit about the kids' lives as well.
It's a lot about the kids' lives, because she started Crib, which is
children rescued in Burundi.
So it's about Crib, pretty much. It's about Crib. It's about her journey, and it's super interesting. And I think that everyone should have a copy. You should get a copy. Get a copy for your gran. Get a copy for your dad, mom, uncle, nephew, dogs, cats, everyone, friends, everyone, lecturers, students.
It's a great read, honestly.
It really is. It really is. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Hannah.
No, thank you. It was good.
It was a good time.
We'll do this again.
Oh wait, nah, out here. Hey. Oh. Okay. It's